Okay. So this will probably work. This will probably work best. I'm going to try this again. I've tried to make this video and seem to run into a lot of problems. And it's like, I just realized that that's a huge part. Like what makes whether you feel like you're in hell or not. And it's all about, no, I hate saying that. I hate going into those, it's all, or it's never, or it's always. It's these sort of phrases that seem to go, like it has to be one way or the other. It's like, no, not really. It doesn't really have to be one way or another. But it's like, how do I deal with problems? Do I avoid them? Do I put them off? Do I embrace them? Do I seek after them? Now, like I'm not perfect. So I'm not giving this as like, this is what you have to do, because I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it. Dealing with, like, okay, let's go more. Do I feel miserable? I seem to be more miserable when I try to avoid problems. When I hate problems. When problems are problems. And that tends to be a lot of the time when I don't like problems. I want them to just go away, or I want somebody else to deal with them. When I seem to be happier, more content with life, is when I have a better aspect of dealing with problems. When I'm able to embrace problems. Like I've used the phrase before, embrace the suck. Like when you embrace the suckiness of life, when you embrace the suckiness of problems, when you embrace the whatever's going on, this or that. You hate your job, you hate this person, you hate having to interact with this or that. It's like, do I think that you need to embrace all problems? Or that you need to just look for more problems? Like the more problems the better? No. I think that when you can handle the problems that you have, don't look for more problems. Don't look to deal with everybody's problem. And unless you are dealing with your own problems so well that you want to have more to do. It's like you're done with everything and you want to do more. You're either bored with life or bored. I don't know, but then seek out other problems. But if you have issues, or I say have problems with problems. It's like a recurring thing, but I just think that's so simple that my outlook on how I deal with problems is whether it's directly related to whether I feel miserable. I think that dealing with misery and how I deal with problems is whether it's like it. Like if I feel miserable, I think that's hell. I think most people agree with that, and I think that plays out not just now, but in an afterlife. If there is an afterlife, I want to have the best chances of being able to deal with the things that are there. I think that how we deal with things here is going to be directly related to how we deal with things there. I think people are going to find themselves very surprised with how similar that aspect is. Like, it's not how religions have described things. It's like, it's so warped. I think it's so very warped how religions have described things. It's not like, take for instance, I'm gonna get a lot of I can sense a lot of backlash coming from this. But like, you take a lot of the stories from the Bible and you go like, they're not very realistic. Like, they seem to be extremely exaggerated. And people believe in these stories like it happened exactly like it says. But they don't apply that all the way through. It's like, well, this story, no, well, that one, no, that's a parable. That's a parable. That was just, like, example of life. No, this isn't exact. This one has to be. It's like, why? How do you know which one? You weren't there. You weren't there. It could all be parable. That doesn't make sense though either. Because some of these parables are very. They're not that great. It's like, they're supposed to help you deal with life. Like, they're not doing a good job. And if, like, in this aspect, like, do they help you deal with problems, or do they help you avoid problems? It's like, for the most part, the Bible and religion in general sort of says you need to trust in God. Don't try to deal with things yourself. Trust in God. God will take care of things. But God, if God is real, if there is a real God, then He wants you to be able to deal with your problems. Because if problems are directly related to how misery, how good you feel in life, then you need to deal with the problems. I just, it's like a disconnect. Like if you say, I am saved, and that's all you have to do to be saved. You don't have to actually do anything, don't have to change anything, don't have to change your mindset or anything like that. That seems like the opposite. Like, you're not saved. You're just putting that hope and desire in something that's probably not going to really change anything for you. Which, if that's what you want to believe, great. But I think personally, I want better help at dealing with problems. So in my mind, having a God who's like there helping me figure out problems, that seems helpful. Not somebody who's going to. I just pray for God to take care of my problems. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's like that just makes me. I can imagine me being more miserable because my problems never disappear. That doesn't sound like a God that's really helping you. That sounds like a God who wants you to be miserable. That doesn't work out for me. It's like that's not the way I want a God who I want a God and a religion and a group of people who actually want to help each other, want to work on things, want to help develop people into functioning people. Not just shove them off and go like, oh, well, you ended up in that situation. You're going to have to figure it out yourself. It's like, what? It doesn't make much sense. It doesn't make much sense. So I think there should be, it should be a better, like, how to figure things out for yourself. Well, and like encouraging people to do that. I think that would be the proper religious instruction, in my opinion. Doing it that way.